Okay, picture this, a breathtaking scene in stunning 4K detail, the ancient golden-hued Hebron Hills. But we're not just looking at the surface. Deep beneath the shifting sands of history flows a hidden, glowing river of pure energy. Standing above it are a father and son, Jacob and Joseph, and they're completely bathed in a shared radiant light. You see, this isn't just a quaint story about a family. It's the revelation of a massive cosmic architecture. In today's Explainer, we are going to completely dismantle an ancient mystical machine to reveal exactly how foundational energy routes itself into our physical world. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this anomaly. The ancient mystical text of the Zohar presents us with what looks like a massive logical glitch right off the bat. It says, "These are the generations of Jacob, Joseph." Wait a second, Jacob had 12 sons, right? 12 sons who built the entire nation of Israel. Yet the text points exclusively to just one. Out of all the brothers, why is only Joseph mentioned as Jacob's true continuation? What is the secret hidden in this incredibly specific phrasing?
Here is our schematic for today. 1. The anomaly. 2. Mapping the Sephirot. 3. Jacob, the processor. 4. Joseph, the API. 5. Generating the world. And finally, 6. Cosmic engineering.
Section 1. The anomaly. Unpacking the spiritual source code.
To really grasp this glitch, we have to look past your standard, everyday family tree and actually define the Hebrew word Toldot, which is usually just translated as generations. But the Zohar is telling us that Joseph isn't merely a biological son, it's way deeper than that. He is Jacob's living source code branch. He literally carries a vital covenantal API, the exact programming needed to execute Jacob's legacy in the real world. In this mystical context, Toldot means far more than just having kids. It represents the exact spiritual projection, a shared image, and the generative continuity of a source materializing into the physical world. Joseph is the Toldot because he is the perfect cosmic replica of Jacob's energy pattern.
Section 2. Mapping the Sephirot, the hardware of the universe.
Now, what's really interesting about this cosmic map is that to understand the environment where this energy operates, we have to look at the grand cosmic hardware that the Kabbalists call the Sephirot. This is literally the underlying mainframe of reality itself. The Sephirot are the 10 cosmic dimensions, or nodes, through which all divine energy flows into existence. Think of them as a vast, divine digital network. And within this network, there's a highly specific node called Yesod, which translates to foundation. Yesod acts as the main cosmic router. It gathers all the data from the upper dimensions and transmits it directly into the physical realm.
The Zohar describes this data flow using an incredibly profound progression. First, there is Eden, the hidden upper source of wisdom, or Chakma. From Eden flows a glowing river of data, representing the central processor, or Tiferet, and this river ultimately waters the garden, which is the physical output, the dimension of Malkut. Jacob and Joseph are the actual mechanics of this glowing river, transferring that raw energy from the hidden Eden down into our physical garden.
Section 3. Jacob, the harmonious processor, balancing the cosmic data.
And this brilliantly illustrates how Jacob is positioned exactly in the middle of this massive cosmic engine. He is the harmonious processor, tasked with balancing an incredibly complex and volatile stream of cosmic data. Think about it. Abraham embodies the right side, Chesed, a brilliant white, expansive energy of unbounded mercy. Isaac embodies the left side, Gevurah, a deep red, contracting energy of strict judgment and boundaries. Jacob sits right in the center at Tiferet. His entire function is perfect balance. He takes those raw, opposing forces of white mercy and red judgment and harmonizes them into a singular, sustainable flow.
So Jacob literally perfects the flow. Imagine this radiant aura surrounding him as he compiles the intense heat of Isaac and the blinding light of Abraham. He acts as the ultimate processor, creating a flawless, totally fruitful stream of energy. But here's the catch. A processor alone cannot distribute the software, right? It needs a deployment mechanism. Which brings us to Section 4, Joseph, the covenantal API, routing the energy.
So how does Jacob's beautifully processed energy actually get deployed out into the physical world? Simple. It routes through Joseph. Joseph acts as the covenantal API. So the crucial point here is the structural reflection between father and son. Jacob is Tiferet, the central processor merging all those intense upper inputs into a beautifully harmonious image. Joseph is Yesod, the router. He operates as the exact structural reflection of Jacob. taking that perfectly processed harmony and acting as the API endpoint that distributes it downward into reality.
This entire dynamic is captured exhaustively in this really beautiful Zoharic quote. All the image of Jacob was in Joseph. They walked together as one secret, the secret of the letter Vav. In Hebrew, the letter Vav is a straight, unbroken vertical line connecting the upper and lower spheres. Jacob and Joseph share that 4K radiance because together they form this living, unbroken continuity. Joseph isn't just a descendant on a family tree, he is the active continuation of Jacob's code.
Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds, generating the physical world, the system output.
So, how does this cosmic data actually manifest when it hits the ground? We've tracked the code from the hidden source, through the processor, and out via the router into Malchut, the dimension of the physical world. It begins with the number 1, one singular, pure covenantal channel. This is Joseph, the singular Yesod. He is the solitary, unbroken bridge that guarantees the upper world's beautifully balanced energy arrives safely into the lower dimensions without getting corrupted along the way.
From that one singular point of pure light, we rapidly escalate to 12. The 12 tribes act as the structural gradients or prisms. They take that one pure light routed by Joseph and refract it outward into 12 distinct, absolutely necessary pathways of human experience and spiritual service.
And finally, the output peaks at 70. The 70 souls of Jacob's family that went down into Egypt represent the full generated dimensions of the physical world. From one channel, to 12 structural prisms, to 70 archetypal souls. This is the complete, miraculous deployment of the cosmic system.
Section 6. Cosmic Engineering. Applying the Mystic Architecture.
Now, we've gone through some really heavy, exhaustive, esoteric mechanics today. But the true beauty of this mystic architecture is that it applies on a universal, multi-generational level. Think of it like this. For the kids watching, imagine a video game. Jacob is the player who spends years building up the ultimate skill tree, unlocking all the magic and the powers. Joseph is the avatar actually dropped into the physical level who uses those powers to beat the game. And for the adults, think of cosmic engineering. Jacob is the back-end server processing massive amounts of raw binary data from Abraham and Isaac. Joseph is the API endpoint, safely deploying that flawless application onto the physical network of history to produce offspring below. It's absolutely brilliant.
You know, this ancient text isn't just history. It's a mirror. We are all processors and routers in our own lives, taking the inputs from our past and deploying them into our families and our communities. So, what energy are you routing into your own dimensions today? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.